Sure. Thank you so much for the invitation, Alistair. I'm quite impressed. I would like to have something like this in Brazil. My first time at the battle. Debate is so rare in Brazil. When it is aired at all on TV, it's so late that it might as well be pornography. So, quite impressed. So, to start with the question that we're debating here on the panel, I was a bit worried, and I said it to Alistair, because I understood that he wanted me to be a bit balanced, that I cannot be balanced. But that was not what he actually said, to be fair. Because I know for a fact that anti-extremism is curtailing liberties in my country right now. It's all in the name of democracy. It's all in the name of fighting populism, right-wing populism. People seem to forget that the current president, Lula, he made a career out of left-wing populism, but he rarely gets called that. So to give you an example of what's happening there. So a couple of weeks ago, I saw that in this country, two young women were sentenced to 20 months and 2 years in prison for throwing tomato soup on a vanguard. You've heard the case, right? So to give you a similar thing that happened in Brazil. So this supposed extremist, Bolsonaro supported for sure. She was part of that unfortunate day. It was a Sunday, a quiet Sunday, that people went to the Three Powers Plaza, as we call them, where there is the building for the Supreme Court, the building, the President's Palace, and also the Congress. And they broke everything. They were very unhappy about Lula being elected president. And that was January the 8th, 2023. This woman was there. Her name is Deborah Gonçalves. And what she did was she took a lipstick and wrote, "You lost, mate," on the statue of Lady Liberty. Okay. For this, she was sentenced. She's awaiting sentence, actually, but she's been in prison since March 2023. She's got 2 young children waiting for her at home. And Alexandre de Moraes, who is that judge who was having a spat with Elon Musk, you might have heard about that too. Well, he said that she's too dangerous to be released to see her children. And I expect her to be sentenced to at least 13 to 17 years in prison. So it's about 200 people that have been sentenced to harsh sentences like that. And that's the average, 13 to 17. And 17 years prison sentence, it's been recurring. Alexandre de Moraes has applied a lot this number, 17, because that's the number that people would key in to vote for Bolsonaro on our voting machines. So you can see how impartial this judge is. And I brought his words, so you believe me. He explained what he's doing. August last year, he said, we are seeing the growth of a populism based on an extreme right ideology, but a populism that smartly is attacking democracy from within. So that's how he explains his actions. And he uses phrases that are not to be found in any Brazilian law. For example, Glenn Greenwald, the famous American journalist, he found out that Moraes had this special office. What they were doing there can only be called fishing expeditions. That's when you decide who is the person you want to prosecute and then find the crime. That's one of the things Moraes has been doing. And Glenn Greenwald reviewed that at Brazil's largest newspaper. And when he was explaining himself at the Supreme Court, Alexandre de Moraes said that what he's fighting is electoral hate speech. That's not a term in Brazilian law, and we've grown accustomed to him writing these sentences. It looks like a teenager's blog. He writes all caps. A freedom of speech is not the freedom to attack the institutions, he said. So he has a lot of little sentences like that, like buzzwords and such. So that's what we've been through since the Supreme Court. Alexandre de Moraes is not doing anything by himself. The whole court seems to support him. And this court expanded its own powers in 2019. Is that extremism? Maybe institutional extremism? When a court gives itself more powers? And The judge who opened the first, they have now about 9 illegal investigations. They are secret. The judge who opened the first one, he said they have the moderator power above the 3 legislative, judicial, etc. So, and this is the same name that Brazil had for this dictatorial power over the 3 normal powers. It was a moderator power. So this judge said in Supreme Court, he was the president of the Supreme Court at the time, that they have this moderator power. So the court decided to govern the country. I call this undecimvirate. I don't know how to say that in English, but you remember the triumvirate? Is that how you say? In ancient Rome, we have undecim is 11. So we have the government of the 11. So, and well, we're waiting for the Senate to do something about this judge and the whole Supreme Court. But I don't know, sometimes I'm despondent. But seeing this, being among you and seeing all this lively debate, I'm hopeful.
Thank you very much.